Yo, what is up, everybody? Hope you are all doing very well. Today is March 11th. I took the weekend off, so I apologize for not updating you guys. So let's jump right into it. I'm not going to take up your time here. So huge congratulations. We have officially broken above the all-time high of around the $70,000 regions. We've broken out by about 2% so far, and the market is looking incredibly strong. Looking at it from the moving averages, you see that on the weekly, we're so well above the 200 moving average. But the thing that we have to be careful about is that when it moves too far away from the 200 EMA, you guys know what ends up happening. We end up snapping back down to it eventually. We can't just keep moving far and far away from it forever. So there's always that risk every time we go up, especially now we're in the price discovery phase. We just don't know when a drop could actually occur. We take a look at the bull market, which is the 20 SMA and the 21 EMA on the weekly. We see that we're trending very far above it, as we have been for a while now. So because we are so far in a rally right now and we're in price discovery phase, it's impossible to predict exactly where we could get a correction short term. But what I do know is that for long term, we are expected to go into a bull market till I'm probably predicting anywhere from September till October next year. Because after the Bitcoin ROI, there's always a roughly 500 days of major rallies going to the upside. So you can see here in 2016, in the halving, we had a 525-day rally to the all-time high. In the last bull market, 2020 to 2021, we had a 546-day rally. So if you just kind of generally guess from the halving period, which is coming up very soon, and you add about 530 days, for example, you can see that the rally could last somewhere all the way to like the middle of October in 2025. So that's very realistic. Also taking the ROI's diminishing return in 2016 to 2017, we had an ROI of 30, and then we get less every year because the market cap is harder to double. We see that the ROI was only 7.86. So whatever the price of Bitcoin is at or the ROI having, expect a major rally to occur for up to 530 days or so on average, and also expect a diminishing return. I would say with an ROI of between even 2 to 3. Even if we got an ROI of 3, we would still hit $210,000. Even with an ROI of 2, we would still hit about $150,000-ish. So it seems very fair that we can make these predictions. And now for the first time, this is the fair value logarithmic regression band, just talking about fair market value of Bitcoin in general. And you can see that for many long periods of time, you can see the equivalent years in 2016, and then in 2020, there were equivalent years. You see in 2016, it makes its way towards the median, okay? The fair market value, which is the middle line. Eventually, it leads up to it in the bull market in 2017, and then highly exceeds it for a long period of time. But during that fair market value reach, where it's trying to get to that price point to be a fair market value priced, what happens is there's a lot of dips in between. So for example, here, you can see that when it got up there, there's major dips, goes above it, major dips. So don't be surprised in any way if there is a major dip. And you can see now in these years, this is in 2020, the equivalent year of where we are now, we eventually reached the lower bound of the fair market value, got to it, highly exceeded it, came back down, and then went back up to it again, way above it. And now you can see that the fair market value is being approached in a very parabolic way. I would highly advise for you guys to consider that every time you sell something in your portfolio, there's always a major risk of something happening, such as it just keeps going. I had a talk with a good friend today, and she told me she was unloading some of her portfolio, and I told her about the risks that it's involved. Because if you end up selling anything before we get into the crazy frenzy price discovery phase, you will risk not being in the position, and you're going to risk having to buy back at a higher price if you sell. So you must take that into consideration. And that is the main reason why I refuse to touch my portfolio or even try to sell and snipe. To me, it's not worth it taking a 10% profit. There's too much risk of it not dropping, and it still continues to the upside. So if we take a look at some other metrics, such as the total market cap, we can see that Bitcoin's market cap has been astonishingly blowing up for the past while now. In today alone, the market cap ended up going a whopping 7%. So we're now at 2.617 trillion. The highest we ever got was 3.024. So when you think of how in the bull market last 2021 season, we reached about 3 trillion. We're nearing that market cap right now. Not many people are buying alts yet. All the money is being injected into Bitcoin's rally right now. That is why if you take a look at my coin scanner, you see that not a lot of coins are green. This is a coin scanner that measures the volatility in the market, and it tells me exactly what coins are volatile today and moving heavy. In an alt season, all of these coins would be moving to the upside tremendously and all highlighting green. But you can see that not many are right now, actually. And you can also see that Bitcoin's dominance is actually still at the same spot, surprisingly. Surprisingly, the dominance is very low. And now we take a look at total 2, which is the entire market cap of all of crypto minus Bitcoin. We can see that it's been increasing as well. So Bitcoin's dominance is not increasing, but the total 2 is. That's what's adding a tremendous amount to the overall market cap of crypto. And you can also see that total 3 as well, which is the entire market cap of crypto minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's also going up as well. So it seems like Bitcoin's dominance is staying the same, but some money is being injected into altcoins, but not enough to cause a major surge yet. So right now, I would highly advise you guys to be extremely careful of selling off anything in your position. Now, this is not financial advice, but just talking about some of the risks associated with it. So if we were to take a look at the fear and the greed index right now versus the price, we can see that the greed is fairly high. It's at 82. Very high. So I wouldn't be surprised if anytime soon we could get a dip. But keep in mind that we ended up seeing extreme greed here as well, where it was 80 to 82, 90 even, and we just kept going. It just kept going. Some small dips, but it kept going. So this chart here, it could easily drop anytime soon. So it's time to be extra cautious. But nevertheless, even if it does drop 20 to 30%, I really don't think it's worth it for anybody to sell anything in their portfolio, because it's better to take a look at this from a long-term perspective instead of a short-term perspective of, okay, I'm going to try to snipe the top, and then you risk missing out because the rally occurs and it never hits a resistance and it actually keeps going to the upside. So right now, Ethereum is also rallying extremely hard. And the reason for that is because the ETF approval is coming right around the corner on May the 23rd. So you can expect Ethereum to heavily outperform the market right now. And just like Bitcoin, when we get closer to that period, the price of the ETF approval, the prediction and anticipation of it, it's already reflected into the price. So there could easily be a sell-off. Some of the major coins that have been moving heavily in my portfolio has been coins like Gala. Gala has been one of the top performers, as you can see here. I've been telling everybody to buy Gala because of the tokenomics. It's amazing when you take a look at the circulating supply versus the diluted supply. And the diluted price is very much so reached already. And in 2021, it was a completely different story. So coins like Gallo have been doing very well, and especially Arkham in my portfolio. But have they reached the top? Maybe. But even if they did reach the top, it doesn't bother me because I'm in this for the long run. I'm not going to sell anything in my portfolio until almost later this year, maybe, depending on where we're at, or the end of next year, depending on where we're at. And that's it, guys. 10-minute daily update. Thank you very much for joining me. And make sure you guys sign up for my Discord group. My Discord group's price has been reduced from $50 a month to $35 a month. And there's a lot of members in it. If you guys want to be around a community of like-minded members that are also day trading with the best strategies, it's time for you guys to join it. 1 month with me, and you guys are going to realize, holy crap, there's a lot of information in here and it's worth my time. That is it, guys. 10-minute daily update. I appreciate you watching this. If you enjoy the content, make sure you're hitting the like and the subscribe button. See you next time. Bye now.